The Food Insecurity Response Plan was put together following findings of the Malawi Vulnerability Assessment Committee, which established that about 6.5 million people in the country were food insecure due to the devastating floods in 2015 and drought in 2016. In the wake of the assessment, President Peter Mutharika sounded an SOS declaring Malawi a state of national disaster. He appealed for humanitarian relief assistance from the international community and the private sector. The Food Insecurity Response Plan, which was developed by the government of Malawi, appealed for assistance for Malawians who would be food insecure from July 2016 to March 2017. The World Food Programme came to the rescue, offering to provide 81% of the total, while the government would foot the remainder. As planned, the food distribution exercise rolled out in July in most of the 24 districts which were earmarked for humanitarian aid. But all good things must come to an end, and the humanitarian aid ends this month. The rationale for ending the food assistance this month was that crops in the fields would have been nearing maturity. But as the response plan ends, not all the assumed recipients have benefited. Numerous cases of nepotism, fraud, theft, and ghost beneficiaries have haunted the plan. We travel to Thyolo on a food distribution day. It is probably the last distribution exercise in the area of Group Village Headman Kabambe of Traditional Authority Nchilamwera. It is about noon on a Tuesday, and beneficiaries are walking home with 50 kg bags of maize each, 6 kg of soya flour, 10 kg of peas, and 1 liter of cooking oil.
From the time I started receiving the humanitarian aid, I see great change in my family. My child is able going to school.
Another beneficiary wishes the program was sustained as her season's harvests look bleak and they may not take her to next year.
My major concern would be how I would find school fees for my children. With the aid, I was relieved to find school fees.
The program was not without its controversies, as some people came up with tactics to defraud the cause for self-enrichment. Beneficiaries of the program were selected by chiefs who have been accused of favoritism in the scheme. The National Initiative for Civic Education Trust, which is one of the organizations working on civic education in the district, reports to have received numerous cases of nepotism, fraud, theft, and ghost beneficiaries on the Food Insecurity Response Plan.
A good example is a complaint from Group Village Headman, people from Group Village Headman Musowa, Tia in Chilamwera, where we had complaints that the food distribution is not going well there. We informed CARD and the district council, and together we sat down and planned to go to the village and do verification of the names. And when we went there, we really found that things were not right.
We also meet one of the chiefs who declined to be named.
As we were moving on, there were some anomalies that risen up. For example, in my village, I was given 110 figure to register my people, and I did whatever I was commanded to do. And under my chieftainship, there is a village headman called Emovulima. This guy was given 97 figure to register 97 beneficiaries, but instead of registering 97 people, he just registered only 40 people out of 97, and 37 were the ghost names.
The chief cites cases where traditional leaders would submit names of people who do not exist as beneficiaries. One of the extreme cases was of Aaron Magwira, who died 12 years ago, whose name appeared on the list of beneficiaries. Most of the allegations are being linked to some chiefs under Traditional Authority in Chilamwera. Traditional Authority in Chilamwera, whose name has also cropped up, attributes the allegations to politics.
As Chilamwera, I was never involved in the registering of names of beneficiaries.
But were the facilitators of the project, Church's Action in Relief and Development, CARD, aware of the allegations? Arthur Lichenya is CARD's programs manager.
In some areas, those cases still arise. And what we did as CARD, since we are working with government, what we did was to work with government through the District Assembly for Thyolo, with all the structures that are there. We have the District Civil Protection Committees, so we are able to meet, sit down, and then do actual verification. When we did the registration, but it goes on and on, so that those cases, when they are reported, we are able to deal with them through the District Assembly.
Thyolo District Planning and Development Officer Justin Katumba concedes the existence of such irregularities.
As a council, that's where we had to work critically with our chiefs together with our partners. We carried out verification in various villages where we had observed some other anomalies. Communities were able to re-register the actual beneficiaries.
While the program phases out, some people, such as 57-year-old widow of Musosa village in traditional authority in Chilamwera, will look back on it with bitterness.
My name was shortlisted but was removed at the 11th hour. I am living in poverty.
In Thyolo, 73,000 households from all the 13 traditional authorities have benefited from the Food Insecurity Response Plan with food items and cash. Yet, some people, notably chiefs, could not resist to cash in on the plight of desperate people. Certainly, Thyolo may not be the only district that has reports of fraud and theft of humanitarian aid. Something must be done to curb this vice. Feston Malekezo, Times News, Blantyre.